everyone, in this video I'm going to be going through the 8 emperors in Call Me Emperor. I'll be going through the emperors in the English and also the Vietnamese version, as I'm currently playing in the Vietnamese version of CME. I'm pretty sure the Vietnamese version emperors also follows the same as Chinese version emperors, so that'd be good. Correct me if I'm wrong. So the first thing to note is you're required to save up to 40 souls in order to recruit an emperor. Another note is that all emperors are 16 stars, so no matter which one we boost at the end of the day, they are all equal and boost the same. Picking which emperor is mainly about which attributes do you prefer most. So then I had to come up with this way of ranking them. So I am using a tier list if you're not sure. It's pretty explanatory. S is the highest and D is the lowest. But how are we actually ranking them? Essentially, I've got the minister's fact sheet here so that we can basically compare it. Now the other thing to consider is this doesn't cover everything. There are a lot of other consideration when picking your minister. We can also compare the attributes given to each minister in Minister Mansion, but because I cannot get hold of all the emperors in Minister Mansion, so for this video, I'm just going to be sharing my opinion on which emperor based on these two tables information. So nonetheless, let's get through each of them. Kangxi. Kangxi is a popular choice for everyone. He is balanced with 4 stars in each attribute, so it's easy to boost him. If you cannot decide, he would be the safest choice to pick. It also helps that Amy is calm, giving you an extra calm boost. Personally, I think calm is the most important stats because you cannot get enough of it. Calm basically increases your tails in the game if you are unsure about calm. So I'm gonna put Kangxi here. So next, the only 2 ministers that don't focus on calm so much are Nepal and Bluetooth. So Nepal is Agri plus Pol, whereas Bluetooth is Agri plus Mil. Agri increases food, which is needed to levy troops, and Pol increases your troops, while Mil helps in losing less troops in stages, I believe. So out of these 2 emperors, Nepal has a slightly more advantage because Agri and Pol correlates. Having more Agri and Pol means we would have more food and troops. So Nepal really balanced Agri and Pol, and so there won't be a problem with not having enough food and to levy troops. As for Bluetooth, I just don't see Agri and Mil correlating and useful. So I am ranking them here and also here. So the rest are calm plus another stats. Personally, I prefer any emperor with high calm plus agri. I just feel like you cannot get enough of calm, and it's good to have a lot of agri as we won't ever have to feel like running out of food when trying to levy troops. So there are 2 calm agri ministers. Sheng Feng and Augustus are both calm plus agri. Now because both of them are has agri, we would then look at their consort. So Sheng Feng consort gives him an extra agri boost, whereas for Augustus, he increases more, his consort increases more of the calm stats. Again, I think calm is very important, and you just cannot get enough of it. So I'm putting them here. Next, looking at the rest of the emperors, we have Nuhaki, which is calm plus Mil. King Arthur is calm plus Pol, and Xunzi is calm plus Pol as well. So each has calm stats, which is great. Nuhaki has Mil. I personally think this attribute doesn't do much help later in the game. This attribute is very important when you're starting out, but later in the game, not so much. So I'm putting Nuhaki right here on the table. As for King Arthur and Xunzi, they both are calm Pol. This is actually the best 2 attributes. However, there is a problem with levying troops because there won't be enough agri at all times. However, you can still get troops from your tokens, as I mentioned in my previous video. So if you are the type of person who doesn't mind about not having to levy from the hall, then these 2 would be the best for you. Once again, we have to look at the consort to differentiate the two. Xunzi gives com bonus, and author gives pole bonus. Having more tails is better in increasing power as to having more troops. And that is all for the English version. And I'm just going to quickly add in for the Vic version, so here it is. It also basically follows the same idea of mine in ranking the English version. And I want to be clear, this is just based on my opinion and not advice. There's different things you have to consider, so I don't want you to be going for a particular emperor as a result of where they are ranking here. Maybe it's not right for you. Some people pick the one they think is the hottest. Hey, I did the same when picking Xunzi as my main in English version, because how can you not want him? So the last thing I want to mention is a mistake that people make is picking minister from your current stats. Like I said in the other video of mine, it doesn't matter about your stats because your stats changes as you boost your main. Ignore it. Current stats are not important and should not influence your choice in picking which emperor. It's about which one you like or which attribute you prefer. And that is all for today. I hope this video helped you in some way. All the best.